Can you check my mic and make sure that my part is being recording?
You are. I'm looking at it.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Did you just go la 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 la?
La 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 la.
Yeah, you're there.
I just wanted to make sure because I muted myself over here and I wanted to make sure we were still good.
Oh, trust me, I'm not lucky enough to have you have muted yourself everywhere. So
it's the Scott and Allie Not for Air podcast. The rules are gone. The shirt is untucked. Here's Scott and Allie.
golly, you're cleaning your teeth.
Yeah, I have. So I don't have a business card. I have Catalina Crunch cereal that I have to clean my teeth with the edge of that. I always get stuff stuck in my teeth, and all my floss is at home. I've got those little Christmas trees that I love using. I need to put some in my car or my purse.
I will tell you that I'm not far off this. I actually learned this trick from a old friend. My friend Brad. We've talked about it many times. God rest his soul. He used to take a business card or whatever harder piece of paper he could get, and you'd see him, digging in there.
Uh-huh.
And I actually have, should you need it, if you're out of, I almost said toilet paper.
If you're out of toilet paper.
I meant dental floss. If you're out of it, I have an entire log of business cards from 2 companies ago in my office, which we can't use, but I use them as dental floss now.
I might need that.
Yeah.
Because I never carry my business card. I know we have them, and I don't get them that often either. It's usually just, give me your information. I'll put it right in my phone. Business cards, I think, are becoming a bit of a thing of the past. I know I'm not saying that they're totally extinct, but I think that's something that is less and less.
Well, I learned a trick from you. Don't put your phone number on your business card because it would be our cell phone number. So I learned that trick from you. So it does have some links to socials and to our website. And obviously it says Scott and Allie and so on and so forth. So because sometimes I'll need it. Like if we were going up to a concert back a month or so ago at Darien Lake, I was explaining to the person at Will Call that I worked in the broadcasting field. These tickets were on hold for that. They were able to pull it up in my name, and I slid a card over to say, because I had a couple of other questions. Don't you start. Don't you fucking start. I see where it's going. I read your mind. You wanted to make sure that they knew you were a broadcaster, that you were media. I knew it.
No, it's the sliding of the card too. Like, oh, hey.
I had questions because 2 days later, there was another show, and we had listeners going up, and I wanted them to make sure if they needed to contact me or if anybody had questions.
Yes.
I'm not just some person walking up going, you got my tickets? Now Will Call's got it.
I'm a man of a title. Wait, I have more. Hold on a second.
You get it out.
I got.
While you're doing that, I was thinking about this too while we're on the subject.
While we're doing that too, can you check my mic and make sure that my part is being recording?
You are. I'm looking at it.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Did you just go la 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 la?
La 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 la.
Yeah, you're there.
I just wanted to make sure because I muted myself over here and I wanted to make sure we were still good.
Oh, trust me, I'm not lucky enough to have you have muted yourself everywhere. So, at any rate, while we're talking about food, I'm not looking to change the name of the podcast from the Scott and Allie Not for Air podcast. By the way, welcome.
Yes. Subscribe, and share, and tell your friends.
I was about to say maybe we should just turn this into Lunch with Scott and Allie because we always do this damn podcast right after we eat.
Yes. Speaking of eating, have you ever gotten a compliment and you had to look it up?
No. What was your compliment?
So we're in a family time.
I mean, I've gotten backhanded compliments, probably more in life than real compliments.
Have you? Okay.
Things like, well, he doesn't suck.
Have you ever gotten into a conversation with somebody and then you had to look up a word that they said after the conversation was over?
Oh, is this one of these people that loves to use big words to make themselves look smart?
Well, it's my brother. So the answer is yes.
Somebody else. Sorry, Marky.
He said a word. And I was like, I'm not sure if I know what this means. I'm going to have to look it up. So in our family, we have a family text message. And in our message, Zach started it by saying, oh my gosh, this is like how Little House on the Prairie are we. He started out by telling everyone in our family message, Allie and I are going to be canning peppers and doing blueberries this weekend.
Yeah.
So, it gets even more boring. My mom, are you freezing blueberries? Are you jarring? What do you? And so Zach goes to explain what we're doing. And my brother said, y'all are so industrious. And I was like, Industrious. I'm not exactly sure if I know what that is.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a mix of industrial and yet at the same time idea-full, and a way to make things kind of come together so that you... No.
It is diligent and hardworking. What a nice compliment.
I like my definition better. Everything was more complimentary.
I was thinking of like the Industrial Revolution. I was thinking of that.
Me too.
So I was trying to think like...
idea-filled and yet proactive or motivated. That's what I was thinking.
So kind of. Yes, kind of. But then I really had to look it up.
Wow. No, like I said, all my compliments are usually backhanded, like, hopefully you don't suck as much. Or my other favorite is, and see if you know this one, Allie is an astute procrastinator.
Yeah, that is true.
What does it mean?
That you are really good at procrastinating and putting things off?
You're partly right. You are an extremely aware procrastinator.
Oh, yes. I have to tell you a story that happened yesterday, and this is adorable. So I was at TJ Maxx.
Shocker.
I know. And I went
Was yesterday Sunday again?
But I went in. No, yesterday was... Wednesday. I went in because I wanted to get olive oil and avocado oil.
This is exactly what I buy and all I buy at TJ Maxx or Home Goods.
And by the way, they didn't have any there, so now I have to go to Home Goods.
You got to go to Home Goods.
So
they have a lot actually right now.
Zach is
what do they do? Walk boxes across the street? Literally in our city, TJ Maxx is on that side of the street. Home Goods is on that side of the street. And it's like, well, you just like at night walk the boxes over and say, we're going to screw everybody up that comes to TJ Maxx.
Seriously. I even asked the girl because, they always ask you, oh, did you find everything okay? I said, well, actually, this is at the register.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to take up too much time. I said, are you guys going to be discontinuing your snacks? And she said, no, I don't think so. I said, oh, because your snack shelf is like pretty empty and you don't have any olive oil or avocado oil or
then
anything.
She went that way across the street.
No, she goes, well, a lot of people have been buying snacks lately. So I think we just can't keep up with the demand of it, which is also probably why I couldn't find my garlic plantain chips.
Well, that'll do it. They're also probably at Home Goods.
That's here nor there.
Yep.
So here I am. Zach sent me on a mission. He's like, I need you to go get avocado oil and olive oil. He's the main cook in our household. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, TJ Maxx? Yes, absolutely.
Why did it take you 6 hours to bring back 2 bottles?
Right. So I get there.
Looking for deals, people. Looking for deals.
I got diverted and I went, I don't know how that happened, but I got diverted into the Halloween decoration aisle. And
does the Max have one of those going too?
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, that's great. When 6059 hears this, she'll be over there.
So I'm in the Halloween decoration aisle and somebody turns the corner and she goes, oh my God, there you are. Or, oh my gosh, here you are. Or it was something like that. And I was like, hello.
Did you hand them a business card?
No. And she goes, I just messaged you. And so I don't know this person by like seeing them in person, but it was somebody that I have messaged on our Instagram before.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to do what I would do to like any friend USA is hug them. But I really didn't like know her. So she goes, I just messaged you. And her and her husband are standing there next to me saying, we just listened to your podcast. And I was like, oh my God. So Kendall, thank you.
Have a business card.
Yes. So Kendall, thank you. We just got done listening to your podcast and we heard you talking about your mattress and I wanted to know what mattress you used. So I said, oh, I'll go home. First of all, I said, I don't have notifications on my phone of any kind. I don't want to I don't want to be notified all the time.
Yeah.
Like I want to open the app and then.
It's the closest you're going to get to disconnecting.
Correct. So I went home and then I took a picture of the tag of my mattress and I sent it to her. But it was just so cute. The interaction was so cute. Like, oh, there you are.
Was she shocked to find out that it was a sort of takes a lot of pounding? I didn't know. I mean, it was.
Don't say that because, oh my God, listen to this.
Don't say that.
So, well, because first of all, it was the bed I used for my Airbnb. Also, I mean, it was also
maybe I was more right than I thought.
Right, and people would ask me that all the time because I slept in the bed Monday through or Sunday evening through Thursday.
Nope.
And then my guests would come in and people would go, "Don't you think that's gross?" Like,
yeah, I don't care if you have rubber sheets on the bed.
Well, I said, I just don't think about it. And I have a mattress pad. I've actually had 2 mattress pads at the time. And then I used different sheets and everything for them. So I used different pillows for them. I didn't use the same of any of their things. So I kind of put it out of my head that way. But hold on. So I had friends that just stayed last weekend and they used the bed. And do you want to know who used the bed right before them?
Okay.
Was my other friends that came to visit. And ironically, somebody from the first couple dated somebody from the second couple.
Well, your mattress gets around and it doesn't even move.
I know. And so I thought about that. I was like, without saying their names, I thought about that. I was like, oh, this is kind of weird because
that is real weird.
Exes just slept in the same bed and they...
You know what, though?
What? They probably don't think about it, but I thought about it.
I don't know that I need you to give your own exact personal take on this, but if I'm staying with someone, okay, an example, if we're staying with our friend Heather up in Buffalo, that's going to be a night that there's not any freaky deaky.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm so glad you said this too. Yes. So,
I mean, I ain't coming to your place to get it on.
Right. So I have thought about this because I don't want to think about my friends hibbity-dibbity.
Now, strangers using an Airbnb are probably pounding it out, but that's here nor there.
I know they are because, I would be the one who was cleaning. And the one day the guy left a condom right at the very top of the trash can. I was like, you could have wrapped it up in some toilet paper. Anyway, so.
I mean, not because of safe sex, just because you had to clean it up.
Yes, exactly. I was like, I don't want to see that.
Did you judge it though? You were like, oh, well.
I was thinking who uses a condom anymore, but that's here nor there.
Oh, God. Bad advice. Always use safe sex practices. Right. Yeah.
So anyway, yes. My friends come to visit.
Who have different partners now, but once were together and everyone slept in your bed. It's like an unconnected orgy.
Yes.
Oh, God.
So I've had all of my friends stay at my house and I've always wondered this. Do they do it? Literally.
I'm going to tell you, I think you're in the clear. Your friends. I think your friends.
I think so too.
Definitely your parents. You're in the clear with that. Well, I had to get you on that one. There you go.
No, my aunt, Denise. And Jeff,
Denise didn't do it. No way.
Yeah.
No.
So, and that's funny too, because we kind of...
I can't say Denise wasn't on her Denise. But no, sorry. It's so bad.
It was so stupid, but funny.
Yes. But so here's the thing. I think, okay, when it was an actual business Airbnb, yeah, you clearly know you had people doing it.
Yep. I mean, you're on vacation.
Your friends don't. I just don't think they do because, it's a little too close. Okay, so now I really don't. I shouldn't have to explain this, but because this is what we do, we're going all in.
Yes,
probably
literally.
Like they aren't. So you got it. I feel you have an embarrassment level of what you don't want your friends to hear what you are like in situations, and I'll give you 2.
I don't.
That would be a sound that you don't want your friends to hear, Allie.
I just don't even want to picture them.
But that's okay
all.
Because I'll keep it like this: 2 things that you don't want your friends to ever hear: what you sound like in the bedroom,
right?
Okay,
right.
And I don't care how. If you roll, every couple's tried this. I know that the kids are in the room next door. But you can be quiet, can't you? Sometimes you just never know, Sometimes it's just, things overtake you, right? So that's one situation. You don't want your friends to hear what it might be like because then I don't care. It's never like as sensuous as it might be in a movie. It's always a little more animalistic for every human being. Okay, that's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, you never want your friends to hear you grunting out a poop.
Oh.
Those 2 things.
That's so funny. Well, first of all, I don't grunt that much when I poop.
No,
Once
but everybody's had
the
you're sitting there, you're like, yeah, okay, you're working it out hard.
Or when it is loud ploppers, or where there's
those are the 2 places you just don't, because even though you wouldn't want to judge, you don't want it's us that take this. We don't want the other people in our life, our friends, we think they're going to carry that memory as right here. It's right up front memory about, wow, I didn't know that Allie giggles like a sheep when that happens.
You know what's so funny? Back to the pooping thing really quick. I used to not care about that at all. But as I've gotten older, I definitely care about that more. Even when this past weekend when my friends came and stayed, I was sharing the bedroom. I was sharing.
Everybody else did in that relationship. Why not?
I was sharing the bathroom with them. So I have my bathroom, my pink bathroom, and Zach has a totally separate bathroom. So I was sharing my bathroom with my guests, and I was kind of thinking that, like, I really don't want them to hear me pooping. So, right. And I used to never be that way.
Well, it's just, the problem is, I don't know that the other people would ever care other than a quick giggle if you hear somebody in the heat of passion. Like, yeah. Guess they kind of decided to take it there.
Back to that, huh?
The problem, it comes back to us. We don't want that thought going through their head of what it sounds like. Everybody knows there's, humans, we do things,
right,
whether it's pooping or whether it's, getting freaky.
Yeah.
But it's, it's a small group that is exhibitionists, if you will, that don't have a problem, letting that out.
Well, speaking of
or
that.
Or you're 20.
And I don't want to talk about this too much, but speaking of that, even my significant other, he doesn't want to do that when my guests are staying.
Well, that same thing goes in reverse.
Yes,
you're not
exactly.
about to unless you have a bedroom way the other side of the house.
No, ours is, and this is funny. Our bedroom is the very top of the house. It's the third floor. And I never know what it sounds like, what people underneath our bedroom can hear, right? But Zach is like, absolutely not. Nothing's happening when your friends are here. So just recently, I slept in the spare bedroom on a different night. Like, Zach and I slept in separate bedrooms, and we don't do that.
Right.
So I did, though. It was a matter of, like, I was very hot, and also I needed to get some really good sleep. It was a whole thing. Anyway, so I slept in the bedroom. He came to bed after me. I could hear him walking around. It was like being in an apartment building.
Yep.
I could hear everything, and I was like, oh, good thing we have that rule, because I can hear everything that he's doing up there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this is why, I think that stays in a short visit, it stays home.
now, if it's like a week or so, can we change those rules or what?
No, I don't know that it really does.
No.
I don't think so. I think that's when you are like, hey, we're going to go have dinner alone tonight. And you do it in the car like you're, living a life of shame.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know that doing it in the car leads to a life of shame, but I didn't want to make it sound like, when you were a teenager, because number one, I'm not trying to promote teenage sex. Number two, it's an old way of describing, using a car.
So speaking of, I was going to put this on the show one day and didn't. The one thing I did think about is we don't have like a makeout point in our area, do we?
Yeah, we do.
We do? Where?
Yeah, top of Harris Hill.
Wait, have you ever made out on top of Harris Hill?
No, I've never, but that would be, and you know what? It is, for anyone that's not here in the Twin Tiers area of New York, Harris Hill overlooks a huge, I guess you could call, valley of, looking towards Corning, New York, the airport and everything else. It's very scenic. And there's only a couple parking spots, but it's the classic movie makeout spot, except not as big as like what you would see in some movies where there's like 20 cars.
But it's not a cliff, because I always picture like cliffs where
I'm not jumping off the side of it. That I can promise you.
But I can tell you, like, it's not I always picture like classic movie, like it's like the side of a cliff and the city's lit up and there's usually like a guardrail close by. But there's no cliff. It's just a big hill.
It is kind of a cliff. It's pretty straight down. You just don't see it because there's a lot of foliage.
Oh.
But it is. I'm telling you, if you took too many steps forward, you are going to be in for a tumble of a lifetime.
I guess I need to go back up there. And there's
a guardrail, and there's those swingy seats on the metal thing.
Yes,
so
I know the swingy seats.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go back up there. I've never made out there. So now, do you think you'll ask your significant other, because she grew up here, if she's made out with somebody there? Or do you guys not like to know that stuff?
I don't know. I am cursed with always finding out about things that other people have had in their past that I have no interest in.
See, and I want to know.
Oh, no, I know.
Oh, yes.
No.
So there is not a ton of people that Zach has been with, but there's been a few people. Like, he dated somebody right before me who, I don't know her, but she friended me on Facebook. Did I ever tell you this story?
But she has your business card, ironically.
Well, no. Did I ever tell you this story?
I don't know.
Okay, so she friended me on Facebook. Now, I knew who she was because he had talked about her, and I like to know everything. He doesn't want to talk about everything. I'm like, no, just tell me. He's like, no, I'm not telling you stuff. Like,
it's
no.
the past.
Right, but I like to know.
Why would you? No, because you know why?
Because I'm nosy.
you're nosy. And even if you say you aren't this, you are. And everybody is that's nosy. You're judgmental in some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
And he's okay. Or you can just say it.
I don't need to deny it.
And at some point, we know at some point it's going to come out. Heat of an argument. It'll be like, well, you and Melissa made out at, Harris Hill.
I have done this.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And we don't need that. It's unfair fighting because then all you want to do as the receiver of that, you mentally go, well, what kind of shitty retaliation do I come back now with? Because, how do you, it is such an unfair, and really what it is you're diverting off the subject of why you're fighting by using that line. You're trying to get the upper, let me just stop again. You're trying to get the upper hand in the argument by shutting him down and just then point rolling. And if you don't know what point rolling it is the spewing of your points. That's what that is. I have to cough, pardon me.
Okay. Well, my thing
End of the summer cold.
I have absolutely said, well, you and so went pottery making at 171. Like, you never did that with me.
Experiences, like if you're planning a vacation or something like that. I'm not sure where the line goes that you can't redo certain things. We know you should not go.
Well, I'll tell you one. So my significant other was married before and he loved it. I mean, maybe not the marriage, where he got married. And he will joke, well, we could always go to blah, 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 and get married. And I'm like, no, we are not doing that. No.
And I think he's just needling you and for fun. But that's an off limit. In fact, you will never with him step on that island. In fact, I bet you will never step on that island. Look, Earth is a big planet. There's a lot of other places to go. Maybe better than that. And I know where you're talking. So
Exactly. But let me go back to the other story. So he had this girl that he dated right before me. And she added me on Facebook and I accepted. I was like, okay, this is kind of weird, but whatever. I knew who she was. She says, and stop me if I told you this story. She says, she sends me a message. She goes, oh my gosh.
No, you didn't tell me the story. I just was playing. I took everybody right there and stuff. All right, she goes, oh, I didn't realize who you were. Not being Allie Payne, being Zach's girlfriend. I didn't know who you were when I friended you. You just looked like somebody. Bullshit.
That's kind of what I think. But she said, but anyway, I'm going to continue what she said. She said, I thought you looked like somebody that I would want to be friends with.
Bullshit.
Right. And then ironically,
you're a freaking public figure. I could see her going, boy, she's a bad liar. I could see her going, oh, I like the show. I like the podcast. I am a good liar because I just told you those things. I wanted to friend you because of those reasons. You don't say if you're an ex, well, you look like somebody I thought I wanted to be friends with. She needs to get over him.
And wait. And one other thing too. And then we did a live broadcast somewhere and she showed up there.
Wanted to scope you out in person.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is so funny.
Was she nice?
I mean, it's not like Zach's that great. No,
I want to end right there because
we can. We totally can.
That was awesome. We didn't get to any of the other shit we had planned.
I know.
We're taking it here today. Next week we got a ton more. Oh, that was great.
Bye.
Well, that was fun. Wasn't that fun? That was fun. Do us a favor, will you? Subscribe. Share the Scott and Allie Not For Air podcast. Touch our buttons. We know you want to.